this is Louise from But Find Out from Crochet. Today we're going to talk about my works in progress, or whips, and some jobs that I've got lined up for yarns that I've bought recently. So it's not going to be a long video today, mainly because I'm going to do a couple more videos, because I have previously mentioned that I will be doing some tutorials on a hat and a granny square. But I've been trying to mess around with how to do the granny squares ones, which I've done. I managed to get a project lined up, so I'm going to do a tutorial on the project, so I get to show you how to do a project from start to finish. So I've almost sorted that out, and I'll be talking about that within today's episode, mainly so that you know what's to come. And it is in my own, it's one of my own sort of mini designs, mainly because I like the yarn that I've used, but I haven't got enough of it, so I've turned it into something else, which I've sort of not planned to do, but had to change my plans for it. So I'll talk about that. I'm also going to talk about the top that I'm in the process of making. I'm still making my friend's green blanket, which I was supposed to have made for their her and her husband's joint birthday present, which was end of last month, but I haven't quite finished it. The other thing I'm going to talk about today is my blanket, which I have just finished, and also the other blanket that I have started, which is the Jayda Instant Stitches calendar blanket for 2021, which I will link in the description box below. So let's get started with the episode today. Today's episode is starting off with the I bought some some Dreammakers yarn from Lane brand. I got 4 of these for $10. I was going to make a blanket out of it, thinking I would have a nice amount of yards of it, but I didn't have enough to make it out of the. I've got three different colours, but 4 balls of each, and I was planning to do a massive granny square blanket. So it looks a bit like that, but I haven't been able to get enough to sort it out. At the moment it's 18 inches or thereabouts. Well, it's 17.5 to 18 inches in width and height. So in theory that will cover the one side of a cushion. And I haven't got enough to cover the other side of the cushion, so I'm now using, which I think might go well with it. We'll see in the tutorial. Common Simply Soft. It's a similar, it's not completely the same, but it's in the Dreammakers. It's 74% acrylic. Common Simply Soft is 100% acrylic. And the other percentage that's in the Dreammakers is nylon, which is why it makes it so soft and easy. Each ball of the Dreammakers is 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces. There's only 109 yards in each cake, and I've gone through, that's what's left of my third cake. So in theory you can make it as big as you want, and I will tell you that in the tutorial. And I'll also tell you don't have to use the same brands that I'm doing, or you don't have to do the two-toned colours that I'm doing. So like the front's going to be the Dream Makers, and the back will be the Karen. Simply Soft. As you can see, which I'll show you up in a minute, almost done the Granny Square square for that one. That's got, I think that's at 10 inches, so I've got 8 more inches to go on that one, I think, ish. I'll double check in a minute. So the tutorial on that will be online sometime tomorrow, probably. Anyway, and I'll explain more in detail the actual about the yarns in which I've used for that. So I'll double check the measurement for the back one now, or where it is at the moment. I said 10 inches, it's actually 13 inches. So I've got 5 more inches to go, which is not too bad. So hopefully I'll get that finished today and uploaded sometime tomorrow. I'll even show you how I'll actually show you from start to finish. So I'll show you how to make the granny square, and literally all you need to do is keep measuring it. I'll explain every step in the tutorial itself. So hopefully that will go well. I'll also do a hat tutorial that I mentioned in a couple of episodes ago, about how to do a hat, because I have just come up, if I can remember where I put the box, down here. Just made another style of hat, mainly because it's going up to my little sister's birthday, which is who the cushion's for. And my brother's like, what can I get her? So I said, well, I can make her anything if you want. So anyway, I've ended up making a hat, which I'll put that tutorial up online for you as well. So I've done a tutorial in that, and in this one I've just added a Ferox pom-pom, which I will link in the tutorial itself. I'll link all the where I got all the equipment from, even the yarn as well. So if you want to do exactly the same pattern as that, you can, yeah. But I think in the tutorial I might actually end up using different yarn than that one, because the yarn that I've got left over for that one is going to be for a scarf, matching scarf. So again, might do that scarf tutorial next weekend. So the yarn I used for that was James C. Brett Party Time, and it's a chunky weight yarn. There's 67 yards in it. It's a premium acrylic, and I used a size 6mm for the hat hook size. So, and the colour, well, it just says shade BT3. So there's that one. But the scarf and hat will be matching, so I might just yeah, I'm gonna play around with the tutorial for that one. But I might end up doing one of my basic hats, like this one tutorial this weekend, and then do another hat tutorial for that one, to show you the different types of hats and the ways you can do them. So that's them two working in progress ones. The other one that I've got in progress at the moment, it's one of my tops, in a nice pink colour. This one's going to be a little bit more form fitted than the last top I made, mainly because I'm not guessing as much now. As much as was. On this one, I'm actually I started out with a size 6mm hook, and I've now dropped down from my waist to a 4.5mm, just to give it a bit more shape along my side. Until I'm happy with that bit, and then I'm going to go back up to a 6mm to go over my hips, because I've got big hips. So the yarn I'm using for that is Slow Tide from Lion Brand. One of the label. The colour code I'm using is called Cove. It's 306 yards per skein. It recommends a size 5.5 hook. Like I said, I'm using a 6 and then dropping down to a 4.5. It's 81% acrylic and 19% polyester. It's a 100-gram ball and a 3.5 ounces. It's a medium weight number 4. So it's 100-gram balls. If you actually look at the Dream Makers, they're 100-gram balls, but they've only got 109 yards, and that's a bulky number 5. So the bigger the size of yarn, the less yardage you have per small skein. So that's 100 grams, and that's 100 grams. So you get twice as much in that one than you do in that one. So yeah. So that's one of the other projects that I'm on the go at the moment. My green blanket that I'm doing for my friend is slowly coming along. I think I'm on the last ball for increase, because I'm doing it amount of balls now. Because when I was looking at it, I don't think I'm going to get it as big as I want it. But it's not far off where the minimum size I wanted it, which is about 125 centimetres ish, give or take. And I think I'm about 100 centimetres, so I've got another 25 centimetres to go. I'm using a lightweight now. Yeah, I'm using a DK weight, which is a lightweight 3 in America. I believe. And I'm using, I think I did mention that I'm using King Cole Splash in the colourway Storm. And I've got quite a few balls of them, so hopefully I should be able to make a nice size blanket. It's probably be more of a throw blanket for her than it will be like a king blanket for both of them to snuggle up into. The other blanket that I've got is this one. I've ended up using Lion Brand's Mandala ombre yarn for that. I think I ended up going through just over 7 balls of yarn from start to finish. I'll put measurement sizing in the description box below. Before and after border, because I've got a bit of a shell border going on. I kind of love it because it's actually quite nice and soft, and my dog, she loves it to bits. Every time I kept putting it down to measure, she kept trying to stand on it and say it's mine, but she's not having it. I have got some yarn left from the actual project, so I might make her a little one. That's just for her. She's got a few blankets anyway. So that's that one. Again, my brother bought me some yarn for Christmas, and I just didn't know what to do with it, so I ended up making a blanket, thinking three balls would be enough. Bought another 3 balls, thinking that would be enough, and I ended up buying another 3 on top of that, which was plenty. So all in all, I've ended up using, like I said, I think just over 7 balls. I have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a turquoise ball up there, about there, about that one. That's what's left of the 8th ball. So I might have just enough to make a little one for her to sleep on. Sorry if I'm sniffing a lot. I've got a bit of a cold. Because it's quite cold here, so normal. So having to go in and out to dog walk isn't helpful. The other project that I want to talk to you today about is Jayda and Stitch's. Sorry about that. I had to go off camera for a minute. I just sneezed. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was Jayda and Stitch's calendar blanket for the year. Me and my mum have both decided to do it this year. Me, because I actually liked the idea of doing it last year, but my crocheting level wasn't, I felt, ready to do something like that. So this year, now that I'm a bit more aware about crocheting and understand the different techniques now a little bit more, I've decided to have a go. So the yarn I'm using, I've got a ball down here, but I'm not using these colourways. Stylecraft Special DK in Chunky. That looks a lot more bluer on there than it does here. This is more of a turquoise, but on the camera it is showing up as blue. The actual colour code for that is Aspan. So that's actually quite funny. But this is more turquoise than it showed up on that screen. More of a, well, I said turquoise, more of a minty green. So I'm using that, and the colours I'm using are, I'll link in the description box below as well, and where you can buy them. So she's doing what Jayda in theory is doing. She's doing a stripe that roughly measures, I think hers is measuring at about 60 inches by, well, each strip will be about 60 inches by 3.5 inches. When I started doing it, I went a bit wrong. She counted out, I think, 78 rows. I ended up counting 68 rows. But I'm not too bothered about that bit. Because what I'm gonna put I don't know if she is or isn't yet. I can't remember what she said about that yet. I'm gonna put another border around the actual edge of it. Whether I use a different colour, like a white or a black, or do a row of each colour that I'm using. Because I'm only using the 2 colours. A pink and a dark pink and a grey. Yeah. The only thing is, as you probably might notice on this one, my fee stitches are upside down. When I came to joining it, I was that tired on the night of doing it, I'd grabbed that one the wrong way up when I was joining it. But it won't matter too much, as long as I make sure the rest will be the right way up from matches. So that one is January's, and this one is February's. Literally each strip is rough. She's Conan said you don't have to do it to her measurement, but so thankfully, me going a little wrong hasn't actually gone completely wrong. I've been able to actually sort it out to my. It actually turned out quite nice because it's roughly my height. Anyway, so once I've got the border on and stuff like that, it'll be roughly to what I'm wanting it for. So hopefully it should look nice to just go over my bed. So yeah. and they're the colours I'm sticking with throughout my blanket. But she has said you don't have to. Well, what my mum's doing is she's changing each colour for this each month. She's changing. In theory, you don't have to do the 2 colour tone per stripe. You can keep the same colour all the way through, but you won't have the same effect as this. And also Jayda's doing Slip As You Go. Not Slip As You Go, Join As You Go. So that's what I'm doing as well, because like she said, it'll save time at the end of the year where you have to join all 12. Especially when all 12 are going to be about 60 inches each. You'll be sat there for quite a while, so if you manage to get one job done out the way, and it actually also gives you a nice little effect, especially if you're doing it how I'm doing it, and how similar to how she's doing it, where you've got, well, what I'm doing is 2 colours, so I'm doing the main body in 1 colour on 1 stripe, which will then be the border of this next stripe, and the border of the first stripe is the main colour of the second stripe. So, in theory, my next stripe marches will be in the pink, and the border will be in the grey. I'll show you the progress of that next month, because like I said, it's a monthly instalment, so she does the instalment or the tutorial for it the first Friday of every month. I'll link her channel on the page on the bottom of this description box at the end of the video. So hopefully, if you wanted to join along, you can. She does do quite a few other tutorials as well, so I would suggest to check her out. So that's that talked about. And my mum's blanket, like I was saying, she's doing hers slightly different to mine. Hers has got to be more colourful. She's, I think, doing colours for the flowers for each month. That's associated to each month of the year. So hopefully, hers might turn out nice. Hers is going to be similar sizing to Jayda's. She's actually doing the right amount of rows per strip. And then I'm going to do another one in the blue, in a blue colour, in blues. That's a different shade, I don't know if you can tell if that's a different shade or not. Yeah, you can. That's more of a bluey blue, that's more of a denim blue. Bluebell, that's what one's called. I can't remember what that's called, but I know it's the same, from the same company, because I made a hat for a friend out of that for his birthday. And so I thought I might as well use it up, and she liked the light blue and greens quite a lot, and I know their bedroom is like a bluey green colour, so that might work nicely in her bedroom. So that's my works in progress at the moment. So I hope you liked the tutorial. Please take a minute to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.